Hey guys, Matt here, and welcome to this brand new episode of my fragrance obsession. Now, in this episode, I'm doing something a little bit different. Now, as you guys can probably see, I am back in the UK after spending an amazing time in the US. It's pretty sad, I know. As you can see right in front of me, I have so many fragrances from my collection that all come from the same house, and the house is Jacques Bogart. Now, Jacques Bogart is in fact without a doubt, one of my favorite fragrance houses. And the reason I love them so much is because they're not really well known. And I think it makes them quite unique, the fact that they're not well known. And, a lot of people think of them as being a very cheap and just a very bad fragrance house. Yet, that is not the case whatsoever. I just think it's terrible the way some people talk about this house because the fragrances they do are so historic and they've got so many fragrances in their catalogue. As you can see, I mean, there's 8 here, including 2 miniatures for 2 of them. They're just an amazing house. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys from all the way from here to here, all of the fragrances in a bit of detail. Now, the only fragrance that I have not reviewed is this one right here, which is in fact, well, I'll tell you what that fragrance is when we go through it. But yes, these are the fragrances from Jacques Bogart, and we're going to go in detail now. So the first fragrance that we're going to talk about is One Man Show. Now this fragrance came out in 1980. This is in fact the first, well, not the first, the second fragrance launched from the company. The first fragrance was in fact Bogart's Signature from 1975. I don't own that fragrance. I would like to own a bottle of it. It is pretty inexpensive and it gets some good reviews. So hopefully someday I'll own a bottle of that. As of now, these are all the fragrances I have in the company. But anyway, back to this fragrance. Now, this fragrance I've had in my collection for about... got it last year, I think. I think I got it at the beginning of last year. So I've had it about a year now. And as you can see, I'm like halfway through the bottle already. Now, this fragrance, as you can see by the bottle design, is really old-fashioned. We get One Man Show there, Eau de Toilette, 87% volume. It's a very classic-looking bottle. It's very retro. The way the writing looks and everything in the center there, it just makes it look very 80s, and I really like that. Somebody said on Base Notes that this is the type of scent that they would want to imagine the inside of a DeLorean to smell like, which, to be honest, is a very good statement to give this fragrance. Now, this fragrance opens up very strong. Of course, from 1980, it's not hard to argue that this is a very strong powerhouse scent. It opens up with a lot of geranium, we get a lot of carnation, there's some pepper in there and some leather, oak moss. It's just a very strong fragrance. Kind of reminds me of Krizia Uomo, if any of you guys have smelled that fragrance. In fact, this one came out first. So whether or not it's influenced by it, I don't know. But this is an amazing fragrance. I absolutely love this stuff. It's just so strong. It's very warm. In fact, I enjoy wearing this mostly in the cold weather. I was wearing this one yesterday, and it's an amazing fragrance. It's so good. It's so different, and I really like this stuff. I like it for the sharp powerhouse vibe that it gives off, and it's just a great smell. So this is One Man Show from 1980. That's the first fragrance, the oldest fragrance from this house I have in my collection. Let's get on to the second one. Now, in 1982, Jacques Bogart actually released a fragrance called De Vries, but I don't actually own that fragrance because it is heavily discontinued and very hard to find. There are bottles available online, but it's so expensive. So the second fragrance that I have came out in 1988, and it's this little devil right here, and this is Furrier. Now, Furrier actually is a Japanese word, and it stands for prisoner of war. So this fragrance is strong, it's pungent, it's a very majorly strong powerhouse. That's all I can really say about, well, I'm just kidding, it's not all I can say about it, but this is a very strong fragrance. Now, in the scent, we do get notes like civet, there's also some bergamot in there, a little bit of oak moss, a little bit of tonka bean also, I think. This is just a very strong fragrance, it's a very rugged cologne, kind of puts you in the similar vibes to fragrances such as Kouros, Balenciaga Pour Homme. A very strong scent, but I really, really like this fragrance. This is a 30ml. This is a discontinued scent also, guys. If you can find this fragrance for quite cheap, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're into your classic scents. It's just great for that. I got this as a Christmas gift from my mum, and I think she paid about £35 for this. It's pretty pricey, but it's a great, great fragrance. I absolutely love this one. I've even got a miniature of it right here, which I've had in my collection for longer. I got this one off my friend Dalius, who owns his own fragrance shop online on eBay, and he is very good at giving miniatures out. I'll even put his website in the comments, in the description of this video. But yes, Furrier, this is just a great, great fragrance. I love this scent so much. I just love the fact that it's got a red bottle. It's like blood red. Really like that Furrier in the center there. We even got Eau de Toilette, Jacques Bogart Paris, 1 fluid ounce, 30ml. It's just a great fragrance. Honestly, I would really recommend this one. I really, really like it. So that's Furrier by Jacques Bogart. And the next one I have in my collection is probably my favorite Bogart scent, if not possibly one of my most favorite of all time. This is Witness. Now, Witness came out in 1992, and this one has definitely impressed me. I first smelled this fragrance from this miniature right here. This is my second actual miniature of the fragrance. I do have another one somewhere, but it's like really, really, let's see if we can see what's on the bottom of this, if it's going to focus. Nope, I don't think it's going to focus. Whatever. But yes, guys, this is my second miniature of Witness, and I absolutely love this fragrance. It even made me want to get a big bottle of this. Now, my friend, she is my friend, but my girlfriend Morgan got me this bottle. It's a 30ml. Get some information there on the bottom, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this fragrance is absolutely wonderful. It's got some cinnamon, benzoin, cedarwood. It's even got some lemon in there. It's a really nice, warm, spicy, woody scent. Kind of reminds me, again, of Balenciaga Pour Homme. It's something that this fragrance and Furrier have a lot in common with. Literally the only thing they have in common. But this fragrance is absolutely great. Spicy, warm. It's just really, really nice for those who like the spicy genre. I would highly recommend this if you can find it. I know that in the States, 30ml bottles of this were going for dirt cheap. And I even turned my friend Matt onto this fragrance. Again, Matt, I really want to apologize actually, because when Matt bought this fragrance on eBay from the same seller, his sprayer was actually broken and it wouldn't spray out. Yeah, which is quite sad. But yes, this is Witness, guys. 1992 this came out. It's a nice cinnamon-based scent. Really, really nice. Very warm, spicy, and woody. Would highly recommend it. That's Witness, guys. Witness. Next one is probably the rarest. Well, maybe the second rarest on this list. This one is Eau Fraiche. Now, this one was a really good surprise for me. Now, this one came out in 1993, the year after this one. As you can see, the bottle designs are really similar, but this one has its own built-in atomizer. The bottles of Witness also do have their own built-in atomizers in the bigger bottles, but this is a 50ml, whereas Witness is 30, so kind of makes sense. Now this one, pretty much what it's called, Eau Fraiche. This is a fresh mint, sort of green soapy fragrance. It's absolutely marvelous. And after it's been on my skin for about 5 hours, it does mellow down to a very soft skin scent, but it still smells very close to the skin. You can notice it. It smells sort of woody, floral, and a little bit powdery in the dry down, but it's a really, really nice fragrance. In fact, the guy who made this scent also made Witness, Dominique Pressas, I think that's how I pronounce his name. He also made this fragrance, and he did a great job in my opinion. But I got this for quite cheap on eBay in the States. I think I paid like $19.99 for this, whereas other bottles from other sellers were going for as near as $80 to $90. So I've been able to get this for a steal, in my opinion, and it's an amazing scent. Really, really like this. I think it's going to do very well for me in the summer. It's a really nice sort of aquatic sort of scent, but it is also spicy and a little bit more floral. Pretty much a 90s sort of fresh scent. It's kind of like that, but it's really, really good. That's Eau Fraiche from 1993. The next one comes from 1998, and this one is Force Majeure. Now, Force Majeure is also an amazing fragrance from this house. If you guys are familiar with Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier, you will probably really like this one. This one, to me, is a more grown-up version than that. I mean, I know this one is probably influenced by Jean-Paul Gaultier, as Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male came out in, I think, 1994, 1995. So this one is probably influenced by it. But this one, to me, smells more grown up. It's got a little bit more of a pine needle approach to it. I think it's got mint in it. I could be wrong, but this one is very full on lavender. So if you like lavender, you'll really like this scent. But it's a great scent. This is a 30 ml. I paid $19.99 for this, but I only paid $19.99 because the box was shattered, and it did mention that it was shattered in the description, but I forgot to read it because I was an idiot. But not to mention, I did have to like glue the top back together, so it's not a big problem for me. It still works. I mean, it still comes off and on, and it's pretty strong. So it doesn't really bother me that much. But this is a really nice scent. It's woody, it's a little bit spicy, but overall it's a very strong lavender scent, and it's very close in similarities to Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male. So if you can find this scent, get it. I've seen a few 100 mils going for quite cheap, so get it. Seriously, it's a rare scent, it's discontinued, and it smells pretty damn good. So that's Force Majeure, also by Jacques Bogart. Now, guys, here we go. Now, this is a scent that I've always wanted, and this is the one and only Bogart Pour Homme. Now, firstly, I want to say a big thank you to my friend Ryan, who actually sent me a sample of this last year before I went to the States. And if it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have had a single clue of what this fragrance smells like. So, Ryan, thank you so much. My friend, you've made me go out and buy a bottle of this. I'm so grateful. Now, Bogart Pour Homme actually came out in 2004, and this one is a sort of cherry tobacco woody sort of scent. It kind of reminds me of the Dreamer by Versace. It's got a sort of that tobacco-y, powdery sort of vibe, and it actually doesn't even have tobacco in it. Even though I do get tobacco, and a lot of people who have reviewed this also get a very strange and very peculiar tobacco note. First of all, I just love this bottle design. It's really classy looking. Really like it how we get the bee there, the very famous bee. That's pretty much on all of Bogart's scents. We get this silver trim, and we get the spray right here, which you have to press down. So yeah, it's a really nice spray. It's really nicely detailed. It's got a really nice elegant side to it. So that's Bogart Pour Homme by Jacques Bogart. So if you're into the Dreamer, guys, and you want something that's probably cheaper than the Dreamer, I mean, I only paid like $19.99 for this, and I've seen it going for that price here in the UK. You might want to get this, because the Dreamer still goes for like 30 pounds sometimes online, and stuff. So I would get it. This is a really good substitute, and it's very nicely blended. It smells more expensive than the price. So that's Bogart Pour Homme by Jacques Bogart. Now we're going to go to 2006 to this scent right here. This is Silver Scent. Now Silver Scent, this one I got last year, and I paid a very cheap £9 for this. Even though now it's going for a little bit more expensive, and it's starting to actually collect a bit of dust, as you can see. I do apologize for the way it looks. This one actually smells a lot like grapes. It has a grape soda sort of raspberry, orangey, bubblegum sort of smell. It's very unique, very unique scent. I think those of you who are very much into Paco Rabanne 1 Million might like this scent. It doesn't smell at all like 1 Million, but it definitely falls into the same sort of group. This is a great scent for partying. It lasts a long time. I get about 8 hours out of this, which is fantastic. There are a lot of flankers for this scent also, guys. There's an intense version. There's also a deep version. It's called Silver Scent Deep. I don't even know what it smells like. Obviously, I don't own them. And there's also a pure one, which is a white version of this. Again, haven't smelled them, but I probably won't smell. I'm not really interested in any of the flankers, because this one to me is already pretty unique, and I don't want it to lose its uniqueness to me, if you know what I mean. So yes, this is Silver Scent by Jacques Bogart. Came out in 2006. It's a nice bubblegum sort of scent. Now the last one, guys, the newest one on my list. It's not the newest one from Jacques Bogart, but it's the newest one I have in my collection. This is City Tower, and City Tower is the last fragrance that I reviewed in America. This one is influenced by skyscrapers and cities all over the world. It's a very nice scent, guys. This one opens up with bergamot. It's got oud in it. It's just a very nice scent, very rubbery. Kind of reminds me of Bulgari Man in Black or Bulgari Black. Very different sort of scent. It kind of reminds me on similar terms to Bogart Pour Homme, but this one is very close to being very similar to Bulgari Man in Black or Bulgari Black. Very nice scent, just very nice woody, powdery sort of scent would highly recommend it, guys. Now, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. First of all, I just want to say a big thank you to Max Forti for giving me the influence to do this video. He did a video on his Jupe collection, which has really influenced me to do one on the house of Jacques Bogart, because I feel like Jacques Bogart need to push out their scents a bit more. I think people need to smell their fragrances and appreciate them a little bit more, because this house is amazing. So guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of My Fragrance Obsession. Take care of yourselves, keep smelling good, and bye-bye for now.